welcome to Home Cooking with Deb. Tonight's segment is going to be braised chicken legs and thighs over fresh homemade fettuccine. We've got our roasted red peppers, the baby bella mushrooms, black olives, onions, capers, and as an appetizer we are going to have this delicious bread that we experimented with yesterday. I made a pesto bread with red peppers, Parmesan cheese, olive oil, and fresh basil. And I put that right into the dough as I was making it in the bread machine. It came out fabulous. We have had a little left here, and we used that as a spread for the bread, and it was delicious. So we're going to have some of that while we're cooking. We've already got our chicken legs and thighs braising in the frying pan. You put a little extra virgin olive oil in the pan, a little salt and pepper, and we're going to braise these. It's going to take about 20 minutes. You put the heat on high. You start it on high. Make sure you keep the skins on. That's very important for this process. You keep it on high for a few minutes till it starts to sizzle. You turn them over and you turn them back again and you turn them back again. Then you'll put the top on and you'll lower your heat and you'll kind of just get them finished cooking a little bit. Now I wanted to tell you why we're using legs and thighs instead of breasts. Whenever you're cooking long term with chicken, like this in a tomato sauce, it's important that you have fat in your chicken. Breasts do not have really any fat in it. The legs and thighs have fat, therefore it creates a really tender meat. So that's why we're using these, and at the end what we're going to do is take the skin off, we'll take the chicken off the bones, and we'll put it in our delicious tomato sauce, which we have simmering right here, along with our other ingredients. We'll make our fettuccine, and we're going to have a fabulous meal. So we're going to come back in a few minutes. We'll show you what it looks like when we turn it, and then it'll get very noisy, so I have to speak up a little bit. Our chicken is starting to cook and braise, and this is what you want it to look like. See? Be careful of the grease. Turn it down a little bit. Turn them over. What you really want to do is just kind of brown them a little bit. And you can do a little salt and pepper on this side. Just a little bit. And we're going to let that cook for about another 5 minutes. I'm going to put the top on it right now because it does make a mess when it's cooking. And you don't want it all over the stove and in your face. Put the top on a little bit. Let a little air escape. We'll be back in a few minutes when that chicken's cooked. It's been about 10 minutes, and we'll take a look and see. Look, now that's browning nicely and cooking just a little bit. We're going to let that cook maybe 10 minutes more. And then at that point, we're going to take it and pop it into our tomato sauce, which we have all seasoned and ready to go. And we're going to let that simmer for about an hour, I'd say. And we'll saute up our vegetables and get ready to make our pasta. It's been about 10 minutes, and I think these guys are pretty well done. So what we're going to do is transfer them over to our tomato sauce, fat side down. Now, see all that grease in there? We're going to get rid of that. And this is going to just simmer in here for about an hour and a half once we put our vegetables in. Just keep it on low, and you want to cover it. That way it'll continue to cook and be very nice. So what we're going to do here, we're going to get rid of this grease because there's way too much fat in here. Okay, so we got rid of all that icky grease, and we've got just a little bit of oil left in that pan. And we're going to now saute our mushrooms and onions. And you know, everybody knows how to do that. That'll take about 5 or 10 minutes. And we're going to transfer that. You don't need to do the olives just yet. And the red peppers are cooked. We're going to save the capers to the very end, and we're going to put those in. If you've never had capers before, it's a real treat. They have a nice briny, salty taste, and they're like little buds of flowers. They're delicious. So we're going to put those in. So we'll saute these things up a little bit. We'll transfer that to our sauce, and we'll give it a nice cooking time of about an hour, so all of those delicious tastes kind of blend together in our sauce. And you can see here, starting to bubble nicely. It smells really good. Yeah, at the end, you know, we get rid of the bones and the fat and the skin and all that, and we're just going to have the nice meat in there. Really delicious. Sort of a Mediterranean kind of a feeling to this. Okay, we're going to see in a little bit when we get our vegetables ready, and we'll take our next step. So here's our chicken, kind of cooking nicely in the sauce and everything, simmering away. You want to be careful it doesn't cook too high, because you don't want that chicken to dry out or burn. That looks pretty good. Here are our vegetables. I threw those olives in there. They're nice and sauteed. Beautiful color on them. We're going to put those right in the sauce. Let them simmer along with the chicken. Now the good part about finishing the chicken in the sauce is it gets that nice chickeny broth and flavor in the sauce, so it gives it that nice rich texture. I also like to cut those onions fairly large. To me it's like a meaty sauce, you know, you get all that really good big pieces of onion in there. I don't dice them up. Now I'm going to throw in my red peppers that I've already previously roasted and all that red pepper juice. I'm just going to put them in that frying pan for just a minute. Bring them to, just turn off the heat, just to heat them up a little bit, and we'll throw in our capers at this point. I don't know why I do this. I suppose I could just put them right in that frying pan, with the sauce, but I always do this first. Again, you can see the red peppers are, you know, I like big pieces, because then it's just delicious. And that nice big red pepper. Just give that, you know, just 2 or 3 minutes on high. You can see it sizzling a little bit. I put a little more olive oil in this pan, so you'll get the nice flavor of the olive oil with the olives, and it's really good. You know, if there's any of these ingredients that you don't like, just leave them out, or just adjust it to your own tastes. See, a lot of people use garlic. I happen to be allergic to garlic, so I cannot put garlic in my food. But if you like garlic, go ahead and put it in. I don't like garlic for the fact to me that it overpowers everything else, and I find that people really put too much garlic in everything. And you bite into something and you're tasting garlic. You're not tasting the olives and the peppers and the tomatoes. So I think that's good. Turn off the heat. And we're just going to, well, you can smell it. I wish you could smell it on that candle, because boy, is that good. The capers just had this wonderful, wonderful fragrance. Just leave it just like that. We're going to put a top on, and we're going to simmer that. I'm going to give it an hour, I think. And in that time, that gives me time now so I can make my pasta dough and let it rest and get it ready to roll out and make our fettuccine. So we're going to see you in about an hour when we have our pasta dough ready, and then we'll peel that chicken off and clean it and put it back in the sauce. So we've been simmering here about, I don't know, maybe an hour, and it's perfect. Look at this. I just took our chicken out, and we're going to now clean that off and you know, take all the skin off and everything, and take the meat and put it back in the sauce. This chicken was hot, so I took it out a few minutes so it could cool so I could handle it. And just take, you know, get the prime pieces. You don't want everything into that sauce. So we're going to do, ooh, it's very, very hot. So we're going to do this, and when it's done, the next step is going to be making our homemade pasta. So here we are. All of our chicken has been boned, and we just incorporate that back into our sauce. And you can see those delicious red peppers and the mushrooms and the capers. And we're going to just simmer this really, really low for just, you know, a few minutes, because it's done. And just keep it warm. And we're going to now make our pasta dough and get our water boiling, and we're going to get ready to eat pretty soon. There we go. Gorgeous, right? Delicious. Take it out of here. And you're going to get a little pasta water in there, and that's just fine because you're going to want to flavor that sauce with the pasta water. Pasta's delicious. I got Duncan down here smelling all this spaghetti. He says, I want that. Delicious. Yeah, 2 minutes was really plenty for this. You know, the pasta that you get in the supermarket, it has no eggs in it. It's strictly semolina flour, which is a different kind of flour, and water, and I think some niacin or something. So you're getting it's a really different taste. And I think we're good to go. I want every last drop. Now let's mix it up in here a little bit. Look at that. Beautiful. See, that really made a lot of pasta. It's definitely enough for 4 people. We do our best to eat it, the 2 of us, but we never make it. Okay. We are good to go. Let's put it on our plate. Don't waste a ton. Put it right on our big plate here. Look at that. That is beautiful. It's amazing really how much it makes. It doesn't look like much. A little cup and a half of flour and 2 eggs. And look at what that makes. Is that great? Okay, I think we're going to eat. I'm going to take a taste. Look, I got some mushrooms and peppers and chicken on there. Mmm. Mmm. This is fantastic. We're going to eat. We'll see you next time on Home Cooking with Deb.